Thank you so much, Representative Rowe, and what a pleasure it is to host Secretary Kennedy today at our state capitol here in Harrisburg to encourage Pennsylvanians and Americans to eat real food. I'm Kristin Phillips-Hill, and I have the great honor of representing Southern York County in the Senate of Pennsylvania, and I am so excited to see friends, neighbors, constituents right here in our Capitol Rotunda. And I will tell you that Pennsylvania is so very fortunate to have a rich history as a national leader in agriculture. Agriculture that provides some of the very best food for our nation. And I look around my district and I think of Shaw Orchards, and they produce some of the very best berries. I think of Flinchbaugh's Orchards and their farm market, which has some of the best apples. Maple Lawn Farms that grows amazing peaches. Sky Blue Farms with their incredible steaks and fresh meats. And of course, our famous dairies, from Rutter's to Perrydale, that produce the best milk. And speaking of milk, I need to give a huge shout out to our Senate Health and Human Services Committee Chair, Senator Michelle Brooks, for leading the fight to bring whole milk back into our schools again. Thank you for that big round of applause. She deserves it because we are making school lunches great again. But we are at a challenging point as a Commonwealth. We recently endured a budget battle that none of us want to go through again. And a lot of it had to do with how much we spend. Our human services budget continues to grow at an alarming rate, faster than any other state agency, including education. And we're all up here to say that we must take care of the citizens who are the neediest and most vulnerable. And we need to let Pennsylvanians know that these programs exist to be a hand up and not a handout. Now, budget projections show our human services costs ballooning, with Medicaid growing from $7 billion in 2019 to more than $15 billion by 2027. And under Secretary Kennedy's leadership, we now have work requirements for able-bodied adults without dependents in order to receive Medicaid and food stamps. It's a novel concept. Healthy adults who do not have children are now required to work as part of their eligibility. And in Pennsylvania, because these individuals are now getting jobs, we are seeing for the first time a decline in the number of enrollees in these programs, including an 8% decline over the last 2 months. These would-be enrollees are now seeking employment opportunities, jobs, a job that gives an individual purpose, that gives them a foundation, and it gives them opportunity. Again, a hand up and not a handout. And it's amazing to think that work requirements really work. But our work, it is far from over. President Trump is holding our states accountable for waste, fraud, and abuse within our food stamp program. And under Governor Shapiro, Pennsylvania has one of the highest food stamp error rates in the nation at over 11%. So our opponents, you're going to hear them push back, and they're going to say that the federal government will take this money away, and it's going to cost Pennsylvania a lot of money. But at the end of the day, folks, this is your money, the taxpayers' money. And it's time that the Shapiro administration addresses these high error rates, because people receiving benefits that are not eligible for them hurts the people who truly need the benefits and the hardworking taxpayers of this Commonwealth. All of us. I want you to know that all of us will hold the governor and his administration accountable to ensure that this is corrected. We cannot afford the status quo any longer. We will get this right. And as we stand in this historic rotunda, we must remember what makes Pennsylvania strong: hard work, responsibility, and the bounty of our farms. When we choose real food, when we choose accountability, we choose a healthier and stronger Commonwealth. Together, we can make Pennsylvania not just healthy again, but a model for our entire nation. So let's roll up our sleeves, let's support our farmers, and let's ensure that every Pennsylvanian has the opportunity for a hand up. Thank you again, Mr. Secretary. Thank you all, and let's get to work.